What's up, K-Babies? It's your girl, Kia, and we're back with another video. Stay tuned.
I am on a whole nother level. Girl, he only fought you over cause you let him. Girl, I guess he didn't know any better. Girl, that man didn't show any ever. Do all I can just to show you you're special. Certain it's your love that holds me together. You say he been killing the...
What's up, guys? I have some exciting news. As you guys can't already tell, I joined the Navy. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I updated a video. So many things have happened since the last video, but I'm so excited to let you guys know the process, what's going on, how bootcamp was. So, pretty much all of the videos are pretty much going to be about Navy bootcamp experience. And of course, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, put them down in the comment section and I will definitely try to answer all of you guys' questions. But pretty much this video is going to be about my Navy bootcamp experience, what I went through, how was it, and I really just want to be truthful and honest with you guys, anybody that's joining. I left in September, so pretty much it was a time of winter, and I'm basically going to give you guys a winter experience of boot camp and let you guys know, if you're going during these times, this is what you have to expect, this is what you're going to expect, this is what's going to happen, the things you're going to get and all that stuff like that. All right, guys, so right now I'm currently at A school. I graduated, I became a sailor on the 22nd of November. It was a long 8 weeks, guys, but basically during my time of training, I kind of made a little diary and a little calendar of everything that happened, because it was long and you're gonna get very anxious to get out and stuff like that, and just kind of remember everything that you've been through. So I'm gonna start with how it was when I first got it. For you guys that are going through the process, you sit in depth for however long that you have to sit in depth, and you pretty much know that before you leave you have to go to the hotel. You say goodbye to your family and everything like that. You're gonna see them later, I love yous and all that other stuff, and then they drop you off at the hotel and you pretty much sleep there overnight. Now, when you guys are at the hotel, some of the things that you might want to bring, I know I brought toothpaste, just a little small tube, a toothbrush, some face scrub if you want to take care of your face, deodorant obviously, and just a tiny bag. My biggest suggestion to you guys is not to overload yourself with a whole bunch of items, because you have to carry all of those things, and when you get your sea bag and stuff, when you get to Great Lakes, you're gonna be oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have packed all this stuff. So one of the biggest questions I had when I was going was, am I gonna be able to keep the stuff that I'm bringing? Yes. For my females, for my ladies, feminine products, I would definitely try to bring little wipes and stuff like that, and if you could find a small feminine product soap, definitely bring that. Makeup, you can have makeup, but listen guys, you have this A&B drawer that is it's not that big at all, so you have to realize the more you bring, the less space you're gonna have, and you're gonna have to throw things in your A&B drawer that the Navy gives you as well. So I wouldn't bring concealer and a whole bunch of eyeliner stuff and a whole bunch of eyeshadow. Really, you're only gonna wear your makeup 3 times throughout the whole process, and you're not even gonna have that long to put on your makeup, period. I know for divisional photos and for graduation was the longest we had to do makeup, and even then you have to get up early to do it. So I would just stick to foundation and just highlighter and just the simple stuff. You don't need a lot of brushes and all that stuff like that, because again guys, you're not going to be able to wear it like that. When it comes to watches, smart devices, don't even bring it. You can bring your phone obviously, but your phone is going to go packed up in your box. So when you get there, you're going to have a box that all the things that you cannot keep is gonna go in that box, and they're gonna store that box for you. Now, you do have the option to ship that box home. Just know that when you leave from Great Lakes, you're gonna have to get your parents to like send you a phone and like send you all of the stuff that you need out of that box, because you bought it obviously because you needed it. So my box came in handy because I had like some civilian clothes that I came with, my cell phone, charger, just, you know, shoes, because like you're not gonna want to wear your Go Fasters that they provide for you when you get to A school. I'm telling you, you're not gonna want to wear it. Now, if you're gonna purchase things when you get here, that's totally fine. Like, go for it, but you're not gonna want to wear like the stuff that's issued to you in boot camp. Like, I'm telling you, you're not. Okay, guys, so this is basically when your boot camp experience starts. So when you get up that morning, you're gonna get up at like around 4 or something. You're gonna go downstairs at the hotel, you're gonna eat breakfast, and then you're gonna load the bus to go to MEPS. You're gonna get the MEPS, you're gonna finish your final processing. We're gonna ask you if anything's changed, any health issues, you know, all the basic stuff. And then you basically get your tickets, you get your paperwork that you're gonna need to bring with you, and then you take a bus, another bus, and then that bus takes you to the airport wherever you are located, or whatever airport you have to fly out of to get to Great Lakes. So for us, I know we sat in the airport for like a good 7 hours before our flight even took off, and we ended up getting to Chicago pretty late. Like, we got there kind of late, like, I'm not gonna lie. It had to be about 9-10 o'clock that we got there. The flight for me wasn't that long, but like I said, it all depends on where you're coming from. Like, I came from New Orleans, so it was like a 4-hour, 3-hour flight for me to get to O'Hare International Airport. I think that's the name of it, O'Hare. So once you land, you know, you have the opportunity to go eat and do everything like that. And then, you know, this is the time that you need to make your final phone calls, like, where you can actually have freedom to talk to whoever you want to talk to, whether it be your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunt, your sister, your cousin, whoever. Like, talk to these people, like, let them know you love them, you're gonna miss them, because after like those few moments in that airport, it's over with. Like, done. All right, so we're on the bus. Once you get on the bus, you know, you're pretty much thinking to yourself, like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm going to boot camp. Like, I really did this. It's not that bad. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't nervous at all. I was actually very chill. Like, I was prepared for the yelling. I was prepared for the screaming and all this other stuff like that. Like, cause it's boot camp. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. And I watch videos just like you guys are gonna watch my videos and other videos. Like, you know, becoming a sailor and things like that. Like, they're going to yell. So, okay, I'm used to this. I'm ready for this. Da 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 da. Cool. So again, you're on the bus and you cannot sleep on this bus. Like, you have to sit there pretty much at attention. Like, you're sitting up and you're like, okay. And there's a video that plays. And one of my biggest suggestions to you guys is learn your ranking recognitions and your general orders and your sailor's creed. Look, by all means, I'm not telling you guys that you have to learn it, because I didn't know everything before I went. But your life in boot camp would be so much easier if you know everything. Not half of it, not some of it, everything. Like, listen to your recruiters when they like tell you to learn this stuff, because it's gonna make your life 10 times easier. Okay, so we arrive at RTC, And, you know, I was in the front seat, so a petty officer was like, me and the person that was sitting next to me, he was like, you two are gonna hold the doors open and things like that. So we were like, okay, petty officer. So as soon as the bus like stopped, and it was sort of like a road stop, it was like, get off the bus, like, and that's when it hit you. It's like, what did I sign up for? So once you get inside of the building, it's like still a lot of yelling. It's like unnecessary yelling, but they're trying to like raise your pressure to like get you used to what you're gonna have to deal with the whole 8 weeks while you're there. And it sort of prepares you for it, I'm not gonna lie. So basically you go through that process, and that's when your P-days start. So your 8 weeks technically doesn't start when you get there, because that's what I was wondering. I'm like, so do our 8 weeks start as soon as we get there? Because I was trying to map out when I was gonna graduate. That's not how it works. Like, you have P-days and then you have your weeks. So, you know, if you guys are trying to figure out like, hey, I'm leaving on this day, I get there this day, I'm gonna graduate on this day, measure it a week after, like a week later, and you'll be able to figure out your graduation. Another thing you're gonna learn really fast is who's a chief and who's a petty officer. Like, I'm gonna give you guys some like hints. A petty officer wears black pants and a chief wears khaki pants. Do not call a chief a sorry chief. If you like say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, they don't like you to say sorry. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. Belay your last. Just from there, belay my last and go on. Another thing is, don't call a petty officer a petty chief. Like, you're going to get yelled at. I'm telling you guys. I never did it in boot camp, but like a lot of people did, and yeah, don't do that. They don't like that. You're gonna get yelled at. Seriously. Everybody there, whether you went in as an E1, E2, or E3, is an E1. Now, that does not affect your pay or anything like that. It's just, you're a seaman recruit. You have not earned the right to be called your rank. Like, it is what it is. So when you look at your paperwork and everything like that, the only time it matters is when you go to do your banking information and stuff like that. That you need to make sure that you're E1, your E2, or your E3. But you are a seaman recruit. Period. Seaman recruit, such and such. That is who you are. Now, back to the banking information. If you're gonna use a local bank, you need to have your routing number and your account number, and that's about it. Also, you need to have your parents' information. Like, whoever's coming to your graduation, most of the time it's people's parents and sisters and siblings. You need to have their name, their number, their addresses, all of that stuff on hand, because they're gonna ask you that. And if you don't know it, then it's like, you're gonna have to do it later on down the line, but it's better to do it then than later. I'm just being honest with you guys. Now, back to this boot camp thing. You guys will not sleep for a good 48 hours. Like, just like that. You won't brush your teeth, you won't sleep, you won't shower, you won't do anything. You're just standing all of the time. You're going to sit and crisscross applesauce if you get to sit down. Like, you're not going to be comfortable, and you're basically just waiting to meet your RDCs, which is your recruit division commanders. You can have 3 petty officers, you can have a chief, and 2 petty officers. You can have a senior chief, and 2 petty officers. I had a chief and a petty officer first class and a petty officer second class as my RDCs, and it's pretty much like, it is what it is. You also, once you get there that first day, you're going to be put into divisions. So pretty much make friends. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you guys, because this is like how it goes. Everybody that you meet those first 2 days are not going to make it to the end of boot camp. People are going to get separated. People are going to get asthma for like just all kind of things. You can get asthma for test scores. You can get asthma for like your PFAs, your baselines, like your RDC assessments, like all kinds of things. If you go to medical too much, like you can get separated or held back for all of those things. And I'm not saying any of this to scare you guys, like, but stay on top of your P's and Q's. Also, if you're not exercising right now, start running. If you have to run, like if you leave in 3 days, run. Because if you fail your like baseline PFA, your baseline run, you're gonna get asthma. Like you're gonna go to this thing called steps, and there you're gonna have a few chances to pass, and if you don't pass, you get separated from the Navy and you go home, and that's like, I came all this way just to go home. Or like you can run past and stay with the division that you're in and not get set back a week and things like that, because it's not worth it. I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. Now, after you do your baseline PFA, which also, by the way, guys, like the baseline PFA only matters when it comes to your run. You will not get held back for not doing the amount of sit-ups and push-ups that you need to do, but you don't want to like automatically go in like failing your your baseline PFA, because it's like, what have you been doing before you came here? Like, just try. Like, I know in my age group, I'm 22. I had to do 17 push-ups, which isn't a lot. I had to do my run in 18 minutes and 36 seconds. And I had to do 50 push-ups? No, I'm sorry, 50 sit-ups. I apologize, believe my last. I had to do 50 sit-ups, which isn't a lot. So like, try to strive to get that, guys. Like I said, please like work out, do some type of physical activity, lift before you go to boot camp, because you have to be physically fit to go to boot camp. It's just that, y'all. Now, I know you guys are waiting for me to tell you guys about the peanut butter shot. Okay, let me explain something to you guys. Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm just playing. No, but seriously, y'all, during your P days, basically you do all your medical stuff. So you take your drug test and your pregnancy test for my ladies and women, females out there. You do your dental. They're going to pull your wisdom teeth if you have them. So if you can get your wisdom teeth pulled out, like before you get in depth, if you're like thinking about joining, do that, because they're gonna pull them out. I already had all 4 of mine taken out like 7 years ago, so that was no big deal for me. When it comes to your shots, you're gonna get whatever shots you pretty much need. Like, I'm not gonna go into which shots that you guys need, because I guess it's different for everybody. You also get a CO brief, which is pretty cool. Like, you wake up early in the morning to go do that. But let me explain to you guys about this peanut butter shot. So basically, it's a penicillin shot, and it sort of hurts, but it doesn't. So if you're scared of needles, like, to be honest with you guys, you're gonna have to suck it up. Like, I don't want to scare you guys, but you're gonna have to suck it up and just kind of like take those shots and go about your business. I am not scared of needles, have never been scared of needles, have never been scared to get shots. I always went in and did my stuff and got out. So just be prepared. Like, the peanut butter shot goes in your hip. We had no one, like, I know y'all probably like saw videos of people saying, oh my gosh, people couldn't walk, they were being dramatic and da-da-da. Like, no, we had no one in my division and in like my brother div, or like even like some of the other divisions that were there that day, be dramatic, like they couldn't walk and stuff like that. So like, Don't be scared about it. Like, don't worry about it. Does it hurt? Yes, but it's not like it's gonna impair you in any way. So like, suck it up, because 9 times out of 10, if it's like what we did, you're gonna take the penicillin shot before you do your baseline PFA, and if you're being dramatic and it hurts that bad, then you're probably gonna fail your baseline PFA, and that's not what you want. So just suck it up, guys, for real. So after that, you go into week 1. So each week goes by days, and there are 5 days in a week. So you have like, it depends on how your training falls. For us, Monday was Tech 2. Now we had a couple of holidays, like kind of fix it and break it up, but like our Fridays would be Tech 1, and then like you have Tech Set and Tech Sun. You guys don't understand it now, but you'll understand it when you get to RTC. But basically, like when you get to week 1, you start your swim. Swim is 1 day unless you fail it. So when you get to swim, you're gonna jump off of a platform. It's about 10 feet high, and I'm gonna just put it out there for you guys, because I was wondering all of these things, like how deep is the water, and like like am I gonna drown, and all that type of stuff. Like, the platform is about 10 feet high, and the water is about 12 feet deep. If you don't know how to swim, they're gonna teach you. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not like you're taking swim lessons. Like, you're literally just like, they're gonna teach you like certain things you can do to help you stay afloat and how to maneuver across the water. But they're not gonna sit there and be like, all right, this is how you backstroke, this is how you side stroke and front stroke and all this other stuff like that. Like, don't expect that, like, at all, period. But yeah, the water is 12 feet deep. Don't let that scare you, guys. Like, seriously, like, it's not that bad. Like, there are so many instructors around. You will not drown, I promise you. If you stay under the water a little bit longer than what you're supposed to, like when you first jump, they're gonna pull you up. Like, it's is what it is. Like, pass your swim, because if not, you're gonna be like going to swim. You can't get held back for swim unless you get to like week 7 and we're about to graduate and you still haven't passed your swim. But like, if you don't pass it, you have many opportunities where you have to walk to the ship and do your swim until you pretty much pass it. So you jump off, you have the prone float, which is where you float for 5 minutes. That wasn't hard at all. I passed that on my first try. And then you have the abandoned ship. The abandoned ship, you're jumping off the platform again, but you have a life jacket on this time, and you're getting on a life raft. So, you know, if you ever come into experience where like, yo, I have to jump off the ship and get into a life raft because the ship is about to sink or some stuff like that, like, you pretty much have the basic skills to know what to do. So you should be okay. Also, during week 1, you are doing a lot of folding and stenciling your items and a lot of trainings. So, pretty much, your whole experience, like the first couple of weeks, is like learning how to make your bed, preparing for inspections, and stuff like that. It's pretty easy, guys. Like, just pay attention to what your RDCs are telling you. Like, they're not going to fail you guys. Like, they have been through the training and they know what to do. Like, you literally are told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Just pay attention. Like, seriously, if you don't know, ask questions. Like, they're gonna yell, but one of my suggestions for you guys is, if you have positions already picked, you should chain of command. Don't always go to your RDCs first. Like, use your MA and use your AROC and your RPOC and whoever you have available before you go straight to your RDCs, because they hate getting asked the same questions 1,000 times after they didn't answer it. Like, use each other. Like, one of the biggest things they focus on in bootcamp is teamwork, because you have a lot of things like down the line you're going to have a lot of things that you guys have to do as a team, and if your division can't work as a team, you're going to fail. I know for my division, individually we were great. As a team we were great as well, but if you saw us, you'll be like, can they work as a team? Because we would like argue and just fuss a lot about just crazy like little small things that we really didn't need to fuss about. And pretty much, yeah, just work as a team, guys, because it's not worth, getting beat and yelled at and getting or smoked, if you know what smoke means, because you can't work as a team. And we got, beat a lot because we didn't know how to work as a team. One of the other biggest things that you guys have to focus on when you're there is time management. I would suggest, like, when you guys start watch, to get whoever is rovering before Reveille to wake you up. Like, if you know it's going to take you like 30 minutes to get ready, then you need to wake up before the lights come on and before they announce Reveille, because you're going to get in trouble if you're not on the tow line at a certain time. Like, you have 15 minutes to get ready. So like a lot of the females in our compartment, they got up like an hour earlier. Some of them got up like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the lights came on, because they know they needed time to like brush their teeth and do their hair. Especially like if you guys have like hair to do and you want to do that every day and stuff like that, you need to get up early. Like me, for example, I had twists in my hair, not like this, sort of like cornrows. And, I didn't have to do anything but get up and put on my clothes. But, at a certain point, I did this, and which is like a double strand twist. I had put this in my hair, and as long as it doesn't come past your collar, which kind of does, but whatever, you should be good. I'm going to make another video for my natural hair females about hair and hair products and what's offered for you guys, because one of the other biggest things that I was trying to find out is like what to do with my hair. Like, am I going to be able to maintain it like for these 2 months? Because like I did not want to cut my hair, and I didn't want it to be a hassle as well. But I am going to help you guys, because no one really answers those questions for us. Another thing, so that's pretty much that is week 1 of training. Going back, I want to go back to P days, because this is very important for my ladies. If you guys plan on getting on birth control and you have no idea like what to do, or if you want to do it, I would suggest talking to your healthcare provider or your mother. I would highly recommend talking to a parent like before you get on birth control or things like that. Like a lot of the females got on birth control because they wanted to stop their lady from visiting every month. That's cool and all, but there's many options that you have. I know for me, I'm on birth control. I'm on Nexplanon for for my girl. But every birth control reacts differently for every person, and you should like most definitely like talk to your provider, your own health provider, or your mother or whoever before you decide this. Because I know a lot of people that also got on birth control and then stopped because it wasn't what they thought and things like that. So I would definitely like have that knowledge before you get in. Also, when it comes to financial stuff, I want to go back to that too. Talk to your parents or whoever you can before you get in, because I'm not gonna say they're gonna try to like make you sign up for credit cards and savings accounts and stuff like that, but they're gonna talk to you guys about it. And a lot of people, they opened up credit cards and they ran their credit and things like that, and that's not something you want to mess up right now. Like, don't do that. So make sure you have somebody that you trust that has that financial stability to tell you, this is what you, or give you an opinion on, this is the things that you need to do before you decide to do them. Because to the military, when you're at boot camp, you're an adult, which you are, but like if you just graduated high school and you pretty much have been doing things, your mom has pretty much been doing everything for you, like you're gonna get lost and you're not gonna know what to do, you're not gonna know who to trust, and somebody could tell you the wrong thing and then you're stuck because you signed up and did the wrong thing. So talk to your parents before you decide those decisions before you go, because once you get there, you're not gonna be able to like pick up the phone and be like, hey mom, should I do this? Hey dad, should I do this? You're not gonna be able to do that. So I know a lot of you guys, some of you are like, oh, when do I get my ID? You take your military ID pick, I think it's P1 day, but you don't get it till like week 3. So you have to wait like 4 weeks to even get your ID. And that's because it takes a long time for them to make them and some other stuff they do. I'm really not sure. Week 2, you're pretty much preparing for your inspections and you're doing more training. So like I told you guys, the first couple of weeks, you're doing the exact same thing. Like there is nothing different that you're doing. Don't stress out about your inspections. Like by week 2, you need to know your rank and recognition, and you need to know your chain of command, because if you don't, like you can take a hit off of a question. Like you don't want to take a hit from a question. Like you want to get your question right. Like, so guys, study what they give you and learn this stuff because it's going to help you. The only thing you should have to learn when you get to boot camp is your lower part of your chain of command, because you won't know that until you get assigned to a ship. And that's pretty much that. Now in week 3, which is when you get your military ID, you also sign up for your health insurance. For me, I'm a reservist, so pay attention, because everything that applies to active duty does not apply to reservists. So for people, like me, just pay attention when you're in boot camp. They're gonna give you all the information that you need and what you need to do when you get to your A school and things like that. You also start your gun training, your M9 training. Okay, so getting into the M9 training, if you are afraid of weapons, I would either suggest like getting over it, because you're joining the military, so it's like no matter which branch you join, you're gonna have to shoot a gun. Or like just remember that you're only gonna really mess with a gun like 4 days out of the whole time you're there. So like don't stress about it. Like there are so many safety issues, and if you mess up, like you're gonna know you messed up. But there's so many rules to prevent you from messing up. And when you're doing your shooting, that's when you get to qualify for your ribbon, where it's sharpshooter, marksmanship, and expert. And there's a certain score criteria that I don't remember off the top of my head. But I think it starts at 186 just for marksmanship, which is like the lower level of shooting that you guys can get. And once you get that, you can go buy your ribbons and stuff from the exchange and wear that, at graduation and for your inspections and things like that when you, get to wear them pretty much. Now, something else you guys are going to be excited about is the exchange and phone calls. So when you get to week 3, this is when you get to make your phone calls pretty much. So like, you get to buy a phone card where you can make your phone calls. I would suggest buying the $20 one, because a lot of people that bought the $10 phone card, they didn't have enough money, because you have time to make phone calls. So I know a lot of you are like, well, if I have an hour to make phone calls, are they gonna split that time up? No, like that hour is literally that whole hour for you to make phone calls. And you can also earn phone calls if you do something good. Like, there's plenty of ways for you guys to earn phone calls or get extra phone calls. It's just you have to be on your P's and Q's and, be that, that top recruit and things like that. And even sometimes, even if you are, like, you may not be able to get an extra phone call. So, just take advantage of it when you can get it. Now, as far as the exchange, when you guys go, they're gonna give you money to go to exchange. Now, this money comes out of your check, so it is what it is. Like, they're gonna tell you that. But when you go to exchange, you're able to use your Eagle card. I did not spend my own personal bank account money when I went to the exchange, except like the last 2 times, because I had bought everything I need. So I'm gonna let you guys know right now, when you first get there, they're gonna like show you this little bitty store that you can go buy stuff. Don't buy a whole bunch of stuff there, because you're gonna be able to go to the bigger exchange when you start training. That's where you want to get all your stuff. Now, I don't suggest buying a whole bunch of things, because again, guys, you have this small drawer that you have to fit all of this stuff in. Now, it's big enough to fit like some Eco Styling gel, like the little smart jar for my females that have to slick their hair back and things like that. Like, you can fit deodorant and things like that. But again, don't overstuff your drawer, because when you get letters and things like that, you may want to put your letters inside of your drawer. I know for me, I set my letters underneath my AMV drawer. When you get there, you guys are going to understand. You're going to have a little bit of room to play with, and you should be okay with that. Another thing you guys get, in week 3, you start doing your knot tie, and you get to your first team event, which is Marlin Spike, which is basically like rope handling. And you also start doing like your damage control. And you do your RDC assessment. So in week 3, you have a lot of stuff to do. It's not that much to do, but it's a lot. Like, you're every day, like, they have this schedule built upon your training. So like, you're gonna leave here for a certain time, you're gonna get there for a certain time, and they're gonna manipulate the schedule the way they need to manipulate it to get you guys where you need to be. And that's pretty much that. Okay, but lay my last, you actually do your RDC assessment in week 4. You also do your firefighting, and you also do your shooting. So week 4 is what they call Hell Week. Because you do, like I said, you do your RDC assessment, have your firefighting, you have your shooting, and you have what you guys also have been waiting for, your gas chamber things, or your confidence chamber. You also do your pictures as well. Like, you do your first set of pictures, your individual pictures. So that's when you can actually finally wear, ladies, your makeup. Fellas, if you wear makeup, you won't be able to wear it. Sorry. Earrings, you won't be able to wear. Sorry. It is what it is, fellas. But ladies, that's when you get to wear your makeup and things like that. Like, you really won't have that much time. It really depends on your RDCs, how much time you get. We had about 45 minutes to do our makeup and get dressed before we had the lineup. And I'm in the front, so I had to be like ready at this time. So yeah. Now the confidence chamber, listen to me, it's called the confidence chamber for a reason, and you're gonna realize that when you get there. The gas chamber is not that bad. Like, it's pretty much, it's not worse than pepper spray. If you ever had like a pepper spray experience, or like had somebody spray pepper spray around you and you like got a whiff of it, it's not worse than that. And don't be scared. Don't like let your head take over and anxiety take over. It's not that bad, you guys. Now I'm gonna like keep it at that for now. And if you guys have any more questions about it, like I said, drop your questions and your comments and your concerns down in the comment section, and I will try to answer them. But for now, I'm gonna leave it at that, because I want to get on to the rest of the things we did at boot camp. Also in week 5, this is when you do your divisional photos. You have your first static inspection. Pretty much the static inspection is when you guys are doing this activity or you're going somewheres, and they go in and they pretty much destroy your like bed, your whatever you have inside of your bed, your bunk or whatever. Like they're gonna destroy it. Like they're gonna look for hits, and if you take 3 hits, you fail automatically. If you take 2 or less, you pass. So again, when I say pay attention to like everything you learn, pay attention. Like your RDCs are not gonna set you up for failure. If you don't know something, get help. Like don't be that person that doesn't want to talk to anybody, because you're not. I know for me, like I said, I was gonna like stay to myself and not be, in the spotlight and nothing like that was a lie, because like I had positions and I was, people knew me, like my RDCs knew me. That could be a good thing, and that could be a bad thing too. Like you don't want to be known for anything bad. You want to be known for good stuff. But yeah. You also have 2 tests in boot camp. So in week 5, you do your test 2, and you also have your drill inspections. So pretty much the drilling stuff is like a team effort. Like that's up to your division and your RDCs to train you guys to be great marchers. So like don't be that lazy marcher and stuff like that. Like pay attention to calls and all that stuff. You also get to order your pics that you took, like your divisional photos and your individual photos. You get to order everything that week. You also do your firefighting applications that week as well. That's when you put out a fire. That was pretty cool. That was one of the things I liked during boot camp. It wasn't like my favorite moment, but like it was one of the things I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I mess with this. Week 6. This is like, oh my gosh, it's almost over. Week 6 is when you do your official PFA. Listen to me. Take every like workout and all your like sustain run serious, because if you can't run, like when it comes to the official PFA, you're gonna fail. Like I'm just being honest with you guys. I know for me, I cut off 4 minutes in 2 weeks. Like, but it's all about heart. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I can't run, I can't like maintain a pace and things like that. I know a lot of you guys here that it's a mind thing, and you're like, no, it's not. Like I'm just tired. Like, oh my gosh. Like honestly, it's a mind thing, because that was me. Like I want you guys to understand that I was that girl that, like, I'm in shape. Like I'm not a long distance runner and I hate running, but at the same time, like it's all about how bad you want it. If you want it that bad, you're gonna pass. And you also have to tell yourself that I'm going to pass. There are no what ifs or if or like what's gonna happen if I fail. You can't have any doubt in your mind, because guys, like this is something that you came here for, and you don't want to fail just to get set back 4 weeks because you can't do your run or you don't want it bad enough. Like try your hardest, don't give up on yourself. And the biggest thing they're gonna tell you and that I'm gonna tell you is don't stop running. Like even if you get like to a point where you pass your time and you kind of like failed your attempt, keep running, because if you have heart, your RDCs are gonna do everything they can for you to like make sure you get where you need to go. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, you guys. All right, so another big thing that you have in week 6 is Captain's Cup. So Captain's Cup is after the PFA. So if you don't pass your PFA and you get set back, you don't go to Captain's Cup. So pretty much Captain Cups is this big athletic chill day for all the recruits and for like the RDCs, where you put together teams. Like there's volleyball, there's basketball, there's push-ups, sit-ups, like pull-ups. a whole bunch of things you can do, and we all compete against all the divisions in the ship. Now, ladies, if you're integrated division, you don't compete against all male division, so don't worry about like, oh my gosh, how are we supposed to beat all male division? You're not going to be competing against them. The only thing that you guys have to worry about is a chant. So I'm gonna just let you guys know, come up with this bomb chant, that way you guys can win. Like, because like, you're showing off your division, like, you want to have this cool chant that everybody can remember and listen to and things like that. Unfortunately, we didn't win Captain's Cup, but we did place. So, you know, if you win, you get a flag that you get to carry around, and a trophy that you get to like hold and carry around and bring to lunch. You know, until you graduate, I guess, pretty much. I don't know what happens to the trophy once, you know, we graduate, like if our RDCs keep it or whatever the case may be. So if you guys are thinking, dang, it sounds like we did everything after week 6, nah, it's not over with. So you have, in week 7, you have one more PI, you have one more drill inspection, you pick up your photos that you ordered in week 5, and then you have battle stations. Now, I can't tell you guys about battle stations. If you earn the opportunity to go to battle stations, like, good luck. I'm happy for you guys. Let's just say the end of battle stations is my favorite part. Like, I teared up, and you're gonna be very proud of yourself once you get through battle stations. Yeah, I just have to leave it at that, you guys. And then the last process and everything you went through for the last 8 weeks is graduation, where your family gets to come see you, or whoever, your boyfriend, they get to come see you, like, become a sailor. Like, they get to see your change and how you progress. I know for me, like, you don't really see how you've changed. Like, that's one of the biggest things, like, you think about, like, I didn't change, I'm the same person. But then when your parents see you, like, they see this whole new person because that they haven't seen, in 8 weeks. Like, you're not that same little girl or that same, person that they're raised. Like, they see this sailor, they see this, this person who walks different and maybe talks different. And I know my mom, she said, I changed. Like, I'm not the same person that I was. And I'm proud of that because, there's a lot of things that I would say I did before I left that I don't think I would do now. And I can't really go into detail about it, but it's just I have a different mindset. Like, there are certain things when you get in boot camp that bothered you, before you left, and issues that you had before you left, that when you get to boot camp, you're going to realize these are not issues anymore. These are not things I need to worry about. These are things that I need to let go. I need to let this guy go. I need to let this girl go. I need to, like, not worry about this because it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to say your RDCs and people around you don't care, but, like, those things are so little to the things you are experiencing in boot camp. And I'm not saying you're going to experience all of these issues and go through, like, hell during RTC, but it's like your mind is going to be focused on, I want to get out of here. I want to become a sailor. I want to show my mom and my boyfriend and whoever that I can do it. And I know it could be different for a lot of people. Like, everybody has their reason for joining. Everybody has a story. So, and no one's story and no one's reason is bigger than the other. It's just, you also have to hold on to the reason why you came in the first place, why you went in the first place, and your motivation. Keep your motivation with you. Find your happy place. Like, I know for me, and I know for a lot of people there, like, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I have no reason to cry. There's been moments where I was just walking, going somewhere, and, like, I just cried because I'm like, I want to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm doing this for this reason. And that got me through. And if you're religious, like that's going to get you through. Like every Sunday, once you really get in, you're going to have this thing called holiday routine, where you can go to church. You can also take the opportunity to shine your boots and do whatever you need to do. But for me, I went to church every Sunday. There were 2 Sundays I missed, and that's because I was sick. But you guys, like, find a service to go to, or take your holiday routine time and take some alone time. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna have real alone time where you get to just sit there and focus and quiet. No, but like, find a corner, get by your rack, and just think and write to yourself or whatever. Like, read your Bible. Like, just have some alone time, because you're gonna need it. Like, and just be there for your shipmates. Be there for your other recruitees, because everybody's gonna need somebody in there. Like, you don't understand, you don't know what everybody goes through. So be a friend. Like, these people are gonna become your family. These people are gonna become like people that you're gonna miss, even though you only known them for 8 weeks, but you've become so attached. And this is people that's been through the same thing you've been through. So it's not like meeting a civilian out in the world and, like, you don't really trust them. Like, you learn to trust some of these people in a week, or in, like, well, I'm not gonna say a week, but in like a month, because they're dealing with the same stuff you're dealing with. They know what you're dealing with inside of our RTC. So just don't be that loner person. Like, make friends, make family. Like, you're gonna hear a lot that these are your brothers and sisters, because they are. Like, they're family. And so, like, just be there for them. Something else like I experienced in boot camp was being able to have a position of authority, I would say. If you can get into a position, so some of the positions you have is RPOC, which is the person that makes all the commands and all the calls that they get from the RDCs. You have to be pretty loud. You have to have respect. You have to have your team respect you, pretty much. That's one of the positions. AROC, which is something that I had. You pretty much call the cadences. So I would suggest, like, you learn some cadences before you go to boot camp. That way you have, like, this advantage. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, because your RDCs are going to ask you, like, hey, you know any cadences? And if you know some, they're going to be like, yes, we freaking love him or her. And it doesn't matter, like, if it's a guy or if it's a girl. You just have to be loud and pretty much have to have what your RDC is looking for. Like, I know my RDC, she asked me, she's like, I want somebody with some soul or whatever. Like, I had it. So, I pretty much got the position. And you have to have respect. You have to keep order within the division. Like, if the division is talking, you have to tell them, like, yo, y'all need to, like, lock it up and everything like that. But you can't be a hypocrite either. Like, you can't, like, if this is for anybody with a position, whether it be MA, which is like the person that is in charge of keeping everybody locked up, or head PO, which is the person that is in charge of the bathroom. Also, speaking of, learn your Navy terms, by the way. Like, what else? The Fort Hole PO, the male PO, your section leaders, things like that. Like, you can't be a hypocrite when it comes to your position, because if you tell your division to be quiet, yet you're over here still talking, like, why should I listen to you if you're not even following the rules? You see what I'm saying? So, like, take a position if you can get it. Volunteer for a position if you can get it. That is one of the ways you can advance in boot camp. Like, if you're an E1, you can advance. Now, for my E3s, I'm sorry, we do not advance no matter what position we get. So pretty much, if you're an E3 and you get a position, we just have the position. Like, I know for me, like, I can't advance to E4 because that's just not something they do in boot camp. Like if you're E1, you could go to E2. E2, you go to E3. E1 can go all the way up to E3. It just depends on how you do in boot camp. Like, make the best of it. Like, make it fun. Like, boot camp is not horrible. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it's one of those things I can say where it's not easy, but it's not hard at all. Like, just have fun, listen, and enjoy the experience and enjoy the ride, because at the end of the day, your main goal is to become a sailor. And like me right now, I'm a sailor. Like, I'm in the Navy. Like, I've graduated RTC. I'm in A school. Like, you know, I made it. So for right now, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys have any questions that I didn't answer, or anything that you guys, you know, are really concerned about or want to know, or anything I said that may have confused you guys, please put it down in the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe, click the bell for notifications when I post uploads, because I will be uploading more videos really soon. I'm gonna try to upload more than what I did in the past. But yeah, just remember, stay breezy, stay cool, love one another. I'm out.